So this video is for the finance viewers on my channel, and today I will be unboxing the Capital One Venture X card. This is their entry level travel card, and I'm going to give some reasons of why I decided to choose this card even though the annual fee is $395 and why it's kind of worth it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox and see exactly how the unboxing experience is like. So they actually overnighted this and has some, so it's actually just a regular envelope, which is kind of depressing. I don't know if my address is on the other side. Let me go ahead and check real quick. Yep, my address is on the other side. Let me go get a envelope opener. By the way, if you occasionally see my tongue digging into my teeth, it's because I'm eating some couscous salad on the side. So it's actually pretty good, to be honest with you. I don't really know what I was expecting from this unboxing experience. I mean, to be honest, it's Capital One. They're pretty cheap overall, and this blade is pretty cheap too. But yeah, as you can see on the actual envelope itself on the inside, it has some Capital One branding on it. Okay, so we get tons of paperwork. Who cares? This has some weight to it, and compared to my other Capital One cards, the only other one I have is the Quicksilver, and this is a metal card, and this is thick. This is a nice feeling card, and it's pretty clean overall. But I'm gonna go ahead and flip this on the other side, and yes, it's a Visa card, which I love because now I can get rid of my other Visa card that I really don't use that often. Let me just hear how this sounds when it drops. It's kind of plasticky, honestly. It's not that bad. It's because this isn't metal. This is, I don't know what kind of material this is, but if I were to tap it here, but all in all, it does have some heft to it. All right, let's talk about some of the benefits you get with the Capital One Venture X card. This is such a nice card. Such a nice card. All right, so I'm on the Capital One Venture X site right now. You guys can navigate to the site yourself, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the benefits. Now, first things first, it says the credit level has to be excellent. This just means you've never declared bankruptcy or defaulted on the loan, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, you should have pretty good credit or quote unquote excellent credit before you should apply for this card. I'm in the 750 range, so I was pretty confident that I would get this card, but the limit is what surprised me the most because Capital One is usually very low with their limits. So now let's talk about some of the benefits. So we have here the new card member offer. Now, in order to get this, do keep in mind, in order to get the 100,000 bonus miles, you have to spend $10,000 in the first 6 months of opening the account. Now, that is a lot of money. Period. I don't know who you are. I guess if you run a business, $10,000 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things, but $10,000 is a lot. That's like $1,600 over the course of 6 months that you have to spend. I don't think I'm going to hit this. If I do, I will let you guys know, but do keep in mind this is what you have to do in order to get the 100,000 bonus miles. Now, moving along, we have the annual travel credit, which just allows you to have $300 back to your account if you decide to travel through Capital One's portal. This is just like their own agency in terms of flights, hotels, and car rentals, things of that nature. I see some credit card people talk about, this is a free $300. You're basically netting $300 if you decide to get this card. So the annual fee is actually $95. But the way I view these credits is if you already plan on traveling, you're basically just paying for the benefits up front. It's like the same type of mentality of, if you buy an electric car, mainly a Tesla, you're paying for the gas up front. But are you really saving money overall? Probably not. You could probably spend money on like $20,000 car, pay gas over the next 6 years, and you'd be pretty much the same. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. So you have an anniversary mile bonus. So every year you have the card, you get you get 10,000 bonus miles, which is equal to about $100. And then combine this with the annual travel credit. This is basically netting you $5 per year just for using this card and traveling with it once a year. The last thing you get in terms of the rewards is you get 10 times points which is a lot, on hotels and rental cars booked through the Capital One portal page. And then you get 5 time points on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and then 2 times on everything else. Now, I have the American Express Gold card, and I don't even think I get 5 times. I think I get 4 times on that card. Let me see. No, I actually get 3 times flights on the Gold card. So, wow, 5 times through Capital One. I think this just might be my new travel card. That doesn't sound right. This might be my new travel card because 5 times points and then 2 times on everything else is fantastic. This might be like my, what's it called? My gas card as well. So do keep in mind for the benefits that you see right now, especially this one. This is a limited time offer. They're giving you 200 credit towards a vacation rental. All this really means, if you just go down to the footnotes and read the fine print, because people like to try and finesse the system, but the fine print most of the time is always going to win. So what they mean by vacation rental is eligible vacation rental merchants include Airbnb, Turnkey, Vacasa, and VRBO. I only know about Airbnb and Turnkey, so if you fall into, or if you book one of these 4, you get $200 back as a credit on your account, which is nice. The other nice thing is that you have Priority Pass membership. This gives you access to the lounges around the world. As you can see, 600 cities and 148 countries. I don't know how Capital One was able to finesse this benefit, but in a travel card like this with the benefits of the annual travel credit and the anniversary miles bonus, I'm really happy to see that Capital One members are able to get Priority Pass membership. And I feel as though people with this card now, it's going to make the lounges even more crowded. I guess with COVID, it's not that crowded. So next up, we have complimentary access to Capital One lounges. You can buy yourself into this lounge as well. I think you can buy yourself into Priority Pass lounges. But Capital One lounges, I guess, can be seen as a even better luxury in a sense, since this is exclusive to Capital One card holders, or if you are willing to pay. And there's only one right now, which is, I believe, in the Dallas location, but they're opening up 2 more in 2022. The one that I care about, ironically, is in Dulles, which is an airport I fly out of. And it really looks like the Capital One lounges are, in terms of the renders that they have, are pretty nice. So hopefully in 2022 or whenever they decide to open up, because you can never bank on things opening up when there's an actual target date, I will be happy to see what this lounge is like. So moving up, we have global entry and TSA pre-check. I think this is pretty much standard in a travel card. Once you get a travel card, you should immediately try to, depending on if you're doing international travel or domestic, you should sign up for global entry if you're doing a lot of international traveling, or TSA pre-check. I know from my understanding, if you have global entry, you automatically get TSA pre-check, but if you aren't trying to do international travel, maybe TSA pre-check is good enough for you. But nice to see that we have this benefit. Miles redemption for the credit card churners, the travel experts, I will leave that to them. I would say check out channels like Ask Sebi or Credit Shifu, because they do a much better job of me trying to explain the miles redemption and transferring your points out of their, to other airlines. And then another thing is we have the Hertz President's Circle status. So in order to get the President's Circle, if you did not have the Capital One Venture card, you would have to, in order to qualify, you would have to rent 15 cars within the given year or spend $3,000 with Hertz. Now that we have the Venture X card, we automatically get put into the President's Circle. Upgrades are guaranteed. Earning points, we get a 1.5 points per dollar spent. We have the widest selection in terms of your choice, which I don't really know what that means, because I don't rent cars, because as you know, people under the age, or guys under the age of 24, they love our money, so not doing that. And then reward redemptions, I don't really know what that is as well. And then you have a dedicated line towards Hertz, and then a free additional driver, which you get for everything else. So that's included in the Venture X reward, and I just closed that tab by accident. So one other cool thing that you get as well, So there's no foreign transaction fees, which I think is pretty standard in travel cards. Miles don't expire, no blackout dates, which is great. But I think what is really nice is the free additional card holders, which unlike the American Express Platinum card, in order to get people into lounges as well with another card, you have to pay an additional fee. But you get, I believe, 3 or 4 cards. I think it's 4 cards with the Venture X card. And these people are also allowed to get priority pass to those lounges as well. Once again, at no additional fee for free. So I'm probably gonna give this to my my parents, because if they decide to go to the airport and, you know, something happens to their flight, they can always whip out this card and go to one of the lounges. Maybe have a better stay until their flight gets sorted. For the other 2 people, probably gonna go to the best siblings in the house, so you guys are gonna have to fight over that. But once again, really do like how Priority Pass is able to be carried over to the additional card holders as well. I called up a Capital One representative and I was trying to find information, because through all of this documentation, I couldn't find if the additional card holders are also part of the President Circle under Hertz. And she confirmed that additional card holders do get President status as well. President Circle status, I should say. But I can't find anything online. So you're gonna have to, you know, try at your own leisure. No, try at your own risk at the desk. But I think it's gonna work. So that's pretty much it in terms of what you get out of the Venture X card. Not anything too crazy, you know, it's nothing like the American Express Platinum card, which in my honest opinion, you have much more benefits, but do keep in mind the annual fee for that card is $695. But with the benefits, I do think it pretty much pays for itself. So I guess another thing I can show you is my reaction to when I first applied and the credit line that they gave me, because once again, Capital One does not like to give you high credit lines. My Quicksilver, I think, is like 4,000, and every time I ask for a increase, they give me like $200, $300, which is nothing compared to what I have on what's it called, American Express. And we are entering the final circle. Wow. 20,000. Holy. Wow. Okay. That was amazing and quick and unexpected. I mean, I guess it makes sense, since this is a travel card and you're traveling, you kind of probably want a higher credit line, but this is not what I was expecting from Capital One. And low key, Capital One treats me nice. They send me gifts on the low. Now, one question I also want to answer is, why did I not go for the Chase Sapphire Reserve? And simply because Chase, I don't meet their 524 rule. As much as I like Chase as a company and their benefits with their cards, I mean, it's the 524 rule. It's almost impossible to get around it. And I pretty much just gave up on it, because I actually like the American Express ecosystem. But now Capital One is trying to enter the game, and I'm excited to try this card out, book with it, and see. Really just happy that I have a new Visa card that has pretty good benefits as well. So with all that being said, guys, I appreciate every sub, like, and comment. If you have any questions about the Venture X card or credit cards in general, I'll try to answer them the best that I can. I appreciate every sub, like, and comment. And as always, guys, much love. This is a clean looking card. I mean, Capital One is finally starting to step up. It's nice.